Good day everyone, my name is Krisha Marie Pelga from Sasin Iloilo Batch 3. For today, I will be demonstrating to you the perineal care. But first, let me explain what is perineal care. Perineal care is the elimination of normal secretion and odors. This is also done to provide comfort to the patient. The first thing that I'm going to do is to introduce myself to the patient and explain the procedure. This is done to establish rapport and it enhances cooperation and introduce the patient's anxiety. Good day, Mrs. Cruz. I am Krisha Marie Hipelga and I am your caregiver for today. I'm going to perform the perineal care to you. Is it okay? Okay, great. For the materials and equipment, I will be having a pitcher filled with betadine water solution, forceps and forceps holder, betadine, cherry balls, trash receptacle, basin, or assuming this is a bedpan, gauze, and a sterile perineal pad, a waterproof bath, and a bed pad, and also a clean gloves. Next is I'm going to do hand hygiene, apply clean gloves, and follow standard precautions. Now let's proceed to the perineal care proper. So now I have applied my gloves. Before starting, I'm going to do a perineal flushing, and to do that, I'm going to pour a pitcher of betadine solution over the perineal area. But I'm going to inform the patient first that I'm going to pour this over her perineum. Why? Because this solution will tend to get cold, especially in an air-conditioned facility. So I'm going to inform the patient so she will not get surprised or feel discomfort. And she will participate what I'm about to do to her. Mrs. Cruz, I'm going to pour this betadine water solution over your perineum and it may feel cold. Is that okay with you? Okay, thank you. So after doing the perineal flushing, I'm going to clean the perineum with the pre-soaked betadine gauze. So in doing this, I'm going to apply the principle of sterility. I'm going first to start the less contamination and move on to the greatest contamination. For the first gauze, I'm going to start this on top of the vulva, going over the mons pubis in a zigzag motion to cover all areas. Then I'm going to drop it after I use the first gauze. For the second gauze, this will cover the labia majora and the inner thigh. Let us imagine that this gauze has two sides. The first side is for the labia majora and the second side is for the inner thighs. In the first side, we're going to run through the labia majora and the second side is for the inner thigh. Then after that, we're going to drop the gauze. Next, moving on to the third gauze, we're going to repeat the process. First is for the labia majora and second side is for the inner thighs. And so for the fourth gauze, we're going to run through the labia majora and we're going to collect secretion in the labia minora, and this will facilitate bacterial growth. So we're going to start from top to bottom. Top to bottom, then drop. We're gonna repeat on the other side for the fifth gauze. Top to bottom, then drop. And lastly, for the sixth gauze, this will run through all the orifice of the perineum, including anus, starting from the top of the vulva, passing through the urethral orifice to the vaginal orifice, to the anus. Then drop. So I'm going to repeat the process. Labia majora, first side. Second side, inner thigh. Return the forceps, then I'm going to inform the patient that I have finished the procedure. And I will instruct her not to touch the perineal area because once she touch it, it will be contaminated again. Mrs. Cruz, I have finished your procedure. If you could, please don't touch your perineal area because it might get contaminated again once you touch it. Next, I'm going to remove my gloves and do the aftercare. This is to promote sanitation and prevent environmental contamination. Now I'm going to document the procedure. This is to establish the baseline data. And to support the continuity of care that is all for your perineal care. Once again, my name is Kusha Marie Hepelga from SAS in Iloilo Batch 3.